Hey everybody, Funky McClunky here, and if you're anything like me, and by that I mean maybe somewhere in your 40s or 50s, married, nerdy tendencies, things like that. If you're anything like me, you are constantly looking for new ways to annoy your spouse. Like maybe one day it's busting out your old drum set so that you can teach your 10-year-old how to play and then playing it yourself a lot too. Or maybe it's getting really into making your own homemade kombucha. I mean, we got blueberry, we got peach, we got black cherry. I mean, come on. Come on. Anyway, at this age and this far into my marriage, I've checked off a fair number of items on that list of ways to annoy my spouse. But, as I said, I'm always looking for new ways to annoy my spouse. And in this case, I'm thinking that maybe it's time for me to start collecting something new. Huh? Okay, so when I was a kid, like most of you of this generation, He-Man, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, those were the jam. Those were the things. I was too old for Thundercats, really. Definitely too old for Ninja Turtles, but Star Wars was my sweet spot, as is probably clear by all the things that I produce and sell and talk about and all that. But I also had a fair number of Masters of the Universe and Transformers and G.I. Joe. A few years back, doing a big reorganization of all my stuff, going through everything, it became apparent that something had to give. I don't want to be those people who end up on a show where strangers come into my house with hazmat suits and a giant dumpster and have to shovel all my crap out because I've just accumulated so much junk. It's not that bad, obviously, but I don't want to be like that. So sometimes I have to go through and I have to purge some stuff. So I made the decision at the time to get rid of all of my G.I. Joe stuff. I sold it all. And kind of regret that a little bit sometimes, but I was never as excited about G.I. Joe as I was about Star Wars or about Masters of the Universe. I always liked He-Man. I was more of a fantasy, sci-fi kind of guy and less of an army, action fighting kind of guy. So it made sense, and I kept my Transformers because honestly, my sons really like to play with my old Transformers, so I kept those. But the Masters of the Universe figures, I know I've got a tub of He-Man stuff, and I know I've probably got like 30 of the original figures. And I have a lot of the accessories. I don't know if they're matched up. I have a couple of vehicles, and I have the Castle Grayskull playset. But I need to go through this stuff. And I want to complete the collection of figures. I know that would normally, under normal circumstances, it would just drive my wife absolutely insane. She'd be like, "What? Are you out of your mind? Like, let it go, man. Like, do you not see how much Star Wars stuff you've got and other knickknacks everywhere? You don't need to complete anything." And she's right, but I want to. But I'm going to give myself some rules, and I'm going to make it unique. When I filled the gaps in my Star Wars collection years ago, I had my childhood stuff, and then I got the stuff that I didn't have, the figures that I didn't have before. I used Facebook Star Wars collecting groups, and I used eBay and whatever to buy this stuff. Prices were a lot cheaper when I did this years ago than they would be now, so, awesome. But I don't really want to go that route with the He-Man stuff. I want to do it a little bit more in more of an interesting way. So before I get into that, though, I'm gonna get the crate out of the closet and we're gonna go through it. So let's go take a look. All right, so let's take a look here in the closet of insanity where I keep piles and piles of weird stuff. This crate right here. Yeah. He-Man stuff. Let's get this thing out and take a look. Ooh. Oh, buddy. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, so there's going to be some things in here that are definitely not MOTU stuff. Got my old lunchbox. I actually used this lunchbox. I actually took this to school with me in 1984 or whatever. Oh, that's interesting. So I still got this. Oof, it's all busted on the bottom. That's not surprising. And some random heads, squishy heads. And an Orco eraser. Okay. All right. So in here, I know I've got some Sectars. Is this from Sectars? It's like a puppet bug. And here's all of his wings. I need to fix that. And I know there's some other dudes like that in here. But I've got vehicles. This isn't MOTU. Is it? It's not. That's not He-Man. What is this? This is. This crazy guy. I wonder if I have all of his parts. Yeah, we've got some Sectars. We've got some. I think we've got some Black Star in here too. Is this guy Black Star? Maybe. I had a few of those guys. It was a bath toy, right? I think. Okay. All right. And there's a Castle Grayskull in here. I probably have, I don't know, what, like 25? Oh, yeah, there's definitely Black Star dudes in here. Here's the Trobbits. And then this guy. Is this guy Black Star? That guy's Black Star. I probably have 25 of the original MOTU guys. Wonder who this goes to. Anyway, I got some organizing to do. Got to figure out what all this stuff is and inventory it a little bit. Look at this thing. Man, I love this playset. I still remember coming downstairs and finding this put together under the Christmas tree. Santa did a fantastic job applying all of these decals. Thanks, Santa. Smells a little musty in here. It smells like something that's been in a storage container in a basement for about 30 years. I got some cleaning to do. Okay, so I'm going to complete this collection, but I want to do it in an interesting way. I don't want to spend much money, if any, because of the reasons that this whole thing would annoy my wife. One reason I've already covered, which is just too much stuff. But the other reason is I don't need to be spending any more money on toys. I don't need to buy any more toys. So I want to do it. I want to do it kind of down and dirty. I want to complete the collection by going through kind of wave by wave. I think I've probably got more of wave 3 and 4 than any of the others. But anyway, I want to go through wave by wave, and I want to see which ones I have and kind of check them off my list. And then the ones that I don't have, I'm going to put out a call to my followers, my viewers, and my friends, and my fans, and all that stuff. And let's do some trading. Let's do some weird stuff. If you're a Funky McClunky fan, you like my designs, you like the work that I do, or maybe you need to get something scanned digitally so that you can reproduce it for whatever reason. Hit me up. Let's work out a deal. Maybe you've got a Man-at-Arms figure that I don't have, and you'd love to get something scanned. Let's work out a trade. Let's work out a deal. I want to try to get as many gaps filled in the collection as I can by doing things like that or finding them randomly at a flea market or whatever. I'm not going to go on eBay. I'm not going to go on, I'm not going to try and go to like the local, we've got a really great local toy store, collectible toy store called Second Chance Toys. That's what it is. It's great. I love it. But I want to have a little bit more fun with it than just going into a vintage toy store and buying this stuff. So anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through wave by wave, and I'm going to document the whole thing probably here and on Instagram. So follow me there, subscribe here, and help me get these gaps in my collection filled. I think it'll be fun, and some of you could get rid of some extras that you have and maybe get some cool stuff from me in exchange. So you know, it'll be a little adventure. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Until next time, everybody, stay funky.